Hey, Matt here in my little sofa fort, just about to start editing the video that you're about to watch. See, there I am, about to make a tit of myself. I debated whether to put this video up because, as you're about to see, hopefully, if you watch all the way through, it goes a bit wrong, and I was very frustrated and upset about it because I put a lot of effort into doing this video and also money, and it went wrong. And after taking a couple of days to kind of like decompress and think about it, I've decided to edit it and put it up so you can watch it and watch me snatch defeat from the claws of victory. And it'll also be something to reflect upon when I try this again next year, because I will try it again next year and I will succeed. I'll have to wait until next Christmas, but I will come back and I will do it again. So strap in and watch this giant fail. Enjoy! Hello and welcome to Big Foodie Geek. I hope you're well and Merry Christmas. It's that time of year again. How did Christmas creep up again so quickly? I have no idea. It still feels like it's, 2019 to be honest. But it's Christmas 2023 and I thought it is the perfect time to do a Christmas special because it doesn't feel like I've done one of those for quite a while. And as well as it being Christmas, I want to celebrate the fact that I also hit 3,000 subscribers recently. So if you subscribed recently, thank you very much. Thank you for joining the channel and I hope you're going to enjoy what you see. And if you've been around since the beginning, thank you even more for putting up with me. So naturally, I want to make this a special video, and I like to do that by making giant food. And what better giant food to make at Christmas than a giant mince pie? I don't know why I hadn't thought of it before, but a giant mince pie seems like the perfect food to make a giant version of at Christmas. Oh, I don't know why I do these to myself. It's always a challenge, it's always stressful, but it's good fun and hopefully it'll make for a good video. And who doesn't want to see a giant mince pie? I know I want to see a giant mince pie, so I don't want to hang around. I've got a lot to do. So let's get on with this festive mess. Let's go off and make a giant mince pie. Let's go. If we're making a giant mince pie, we're going to need a crap ton of pastry. And I'm not doing this bought from a store thing. I am going to try and make all the pastry that I need myself. So I've got 3 kilos of plain flour here. I don't know if this is going to be too much, but I'd rather err on the side of caution, have too much pastry than not enough, and then I can always freeze it and use it another day. Because we're making a short crust pastry, we need a 2-to-1 ratio of flour to butter. So we've got 3 kilos of flour, that means we need 1.5 kilos of butter. And what does 1.5 kilos of butter look like diced? Well, it looks like this. That's a heck of a lot of butter. That is all going to go into here, and I'm going to have to rub that all in by hand until this becomes like a breadcrumb contexture. I don't know what contexture is. It's kind of like a texture, but it's Christmassy. So let's pop all of this into here, shall we? So I've got to get in and just starting to rub all that in. So I don't know how long this is going to take. I imagine it's going to take a while, so I'll see you by next Christmas, I guess.
75 years later.
Right, it's Christmas 2024, but I have got most of this butter rubbed in to my flour, and it's looking fairly breadcrumby. There's some that are a bit chunkier than others, but I can get those as I finish working off the pastry. It is very difficult to rub that much butter into that much flour using just your hands, but I'm fairly happy with how that is. So this is going to be a sweet short crust pastry, so I need some sugar in here. So I'm going to pop in 250 grams of caster sugar. Look at that, it's like a mountainous snowy scene or something. So let's just get that worked through as well. Now I want to try and bind this all together. So sometimes with my short crust pastry, I'll put an egg in it just to kind of like give it a bit more richness and a bit more of a golden color and try and bind it together a bit more. I am going to do that with this, but I'm going to go in with 3 beaten eggs this time. Obviously we've got a hell of a lot more flour here. Let's start to bring some of that together. We're going to need more than that egg obviously, but I'm just doing it bit by bit because I don't want to make this too wet. I don't want to ruin this pastry. There's no do-overs on this one.
There's no do-overs on this one. There's no do-overs on this one. There's no do-overs on this one.
Right, I'm now going to go in with some milk. I have no idea how much I'll need, so I'm just doing this by eye. Let's do a good clog of that and then get my hands back in. Yep, I think I'm going to tip this all out onto my work surface. I feel sorry for the poor schmuck who's got to clear all this up. Oh wait, it's me. Right, let's start to bring this all together, shall we? I think I'm going to put some music on while I do this. Computer, play the Muppets Christmas Carol soundtrack.
Playing the Muppets Christmas Carol by various artists from Spotify.
There we go. Right! That's a lot of pastry, but I'm fairly happy with how that's come together. That is not too sticky. I can move it around, I can do the things that I need to do with it. So this needs to rest, and to be honest, so do I. But this needs to rest more than I do. I'm going to get this wrapped in some cling film and pop it in the fridge to rest for a while. Right, cling film, let's flatten this down as much as I can at the moment. Give it a better chance of resting. Then that goes into the fridge to rest for probably, I'm going to say, about an hour because of the size of it. Right, filling. Now it's a giant mince pie, so obviously we need mincemeat. I've got 6 kilos of the stuff here in these big old industrial kitchen-sized tubs. Now, if you're not British and you're wondering what the heck mincemeat is, well, it's mincemeat. Actually, no, it's not. It used to be, but it's not anymore. It is a combination of dried fruits, so like apples, currants, sultanas, raisins, things like that, that have been sweetened, basically like covered in sugar and stuff like that, and left, and it becomes like a really sweet, beautiful filling for things like mince pies. But it's often used in fruit cakes and other bits and pieces like that. I don't want to use this mince meat by itself and just call it a day. We want to do a bit more than that, so we're going to use this, but we're also going to add in a big old bag of dried cranberries, because cranberries are Christmassy, and I think adding those in will add a nice touch to those mince pies, something a little bit different. But I'm not going to leave these like this either, because I'm going to rehydrate them with some clementine juice, get even more Christmassy flavours in there. So while that pastry is resting in the fridge, I'm going to soak these in this clementine juice, hopefully rehydrate them a little bit, and give those cranberries a nice pop of clementine when you bite into one in the mince pie. That's my theory anyway, assuming we get that far. So I've decanted my dried cranberries into a big old bowl, and then let's cover those in that clementine juice. And we're going to leave those to soak in that clementine juice for about an hour while that pastry rests. Hopefully they'll absorb some of that beautiful clementine juice, and it will add a lovely extra dimension to our bog standard mince pie mix over there. Okay, it's been a good hour, so hopefully these cranberries have been soaking in that clementine juice and have absorbed some of that lovely Christmassy clementine flavour. So I'm going to get these drained. I'm not going to waste the juice. I'll probably drink it because it's just been sat in cranberries, so it should be fine. It should be even more tasty. And then we will look to start constructing our giant mince pie. Right, our cranberries are drained, so let's tackle our pastry. Look at that, it's gigantic. So I'm probably going to want about 1/3 of this for the top of the mince pie and 2/3 for the bottom. So let's get this out here. I'm going to dust over some flour on both sides because I don't want this to stick. Let's chop roughly 1/3 off of this, I think. That is a load of pastry. Looks pretty good though. It does not look bad at all, considering the quantity and who was making it. So this is the part that's going to form the base of our mince pie, and that needs to fill out this. So I'm going to need to get that rolled out quite large. So got my heavy duty rolling pin, my trusty marble rolling pin. That should help me start to roll this out. Tell you what, it feels like pretty good pastry considering the size of it. Right, that's rolled out pretty dang big. Let's see how that fits into our giant tin. Lift that up, get that under there. There we go. I think that's going to do it. Right, let's fold all this in and around. Try and get in all those corners. I've greased it, so hopefully it'll fit in well. Okay, that looks pretty well lined all the way round. So let's see about getting some filling into this thing. Let's bring that all together so we've got a tasty filling. It's not just giant, it's got taste as well. Right, let's get a tub of this mincemeat in the bowl with those cranberries. Wondering whether we'll need both tubs or not. I'm very much winging this, very much like I do everything, but especially this time. Right, that's 1 tub of my mincemeat. I'm just going to combine this through with the cranberries and see how we get on. Let's tip this in and see how much it fills up. You know what? We might need the rest of that mincemeat. Nope, I did need all of that tub, and to be honest, I could have done with a bit more, but I might actually be able to bulk this out a bit more. Because you see these little white bits here, that is vegetable suet, and that kind of gives a nice richness and fattiness to it. And I just so happen to have 2 packs of vegetable suet right here, so I'm going to bulk that out even more with the vegetable suet. 1 pack and 2 pack. Right, let's combine that all through too. I'm just going to get in with my hands just to get that all level. And then we can try and put on a lid. Right, let's get this other part of the pastry rolled out into a lid. Right, I think the best way to see if this fits is just to do that. Yep, that will fit. That will fit indeed. In fact, I am just going to cut around this edge to know that it is the right size. And then let's lay this over the top. Try and get to the edges. Doesn't matter if it doesn't, because I'm going to use this excess to create a seal. Nice festive seal. There we go. Now let's cut some of this away because I don't want to use all of that. That will be too thick. Trying to learn my lesson from the giant pork pie. Assuming I learn any lessons, I mean, these things are always stressful, and yet I still do them. Here I am still, 3,000 subscribers later, and I'm still doing this. Right, there we go. Let's just fold this down just to get that seal complete as best as I very can. Is that a sentence? I don't know anymore. There we go. That is pretty well sealed in. So I think it's time for it to go into the oven. There's nothing left for me to do. Might pop a little bit of a hole in just to let the air out, not too big. Now with my mince pies, I would usually put a nice egg wash on and then some demerara sugar for some nice golden colour and crispness when you bite into it. I'm not doing that right now because the last thing I want to do is put that on and have that cook before the rest of the mince pie. So let's get this thing into the oven. I'm going in at about 190 degrees C. Open this up and put that in. Oh my God, it's so heavy. Right, I'm going to give that 45 minutes to start off with and see how we get on. I'll be checking it as it goes along anyway, so I won't just leave it, but fingers crossed that does its thing. Okay, our giant mince pie has had 45 minutes, and to be honest, it's looking pretty good. It's getting some nice colour on it without the egg wash. I mean, it's got a crap ton of butter in there, that's probably why. It is coming along pretty well. It sounds pretty good. It's definitely cooking. So I'm going to get an egg wash on it now to get some nice colour on top, and also put that demerara sugar over the top so it's a nice crisp golden top. Get a nice coating of egg wash all the way over. And let's take some demerara sugar and sprinkle it all over the top. Want to hear a crap joke quickly? You do? Fantastic. Jokes about caster sugar are fairly common, but jokes about brown sugar, demerara. Let's take this mince pie. It is so heavy, so heavy. And it goes with that demerara sugar on top for another 15 minutes, I'd say, so it has a full hour, and hopefully that will be about there. But it's going okay so far. Going okay. Let's not jinx it.
Oh! Am I in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come?
Right, it's been another 15 minutes, so I am taking this out, see how we're doing. I think, oh, it's not easy to get out. There we go. Oh, look how lovely and golden that's looking. That is looking fantastic. Look at that. That is looking lovely and golden. Lovely and golden. So I'm going to leave this to cool down in the tin because I know if I try and get it out of the tin, I'm just going to burn myself. It's going to be horrible. So I'm not going to try and get this out of the tin yet. I'm going to leave it for about an hour. Try and get it out of the tin. That's always the hardest part, and see how it looks out of the tin. Right, it's been about an hour. Now it's time to get this thing out of the tin in one piece. This is the bit that always scares me, but having done the giant pork pie last year, I'm hoping I've learned from that and I can get this out a little bit easier. So I'm going to take a board. Just going to try and turn it over. God, it's so heavy. Oh dear. This cupboard's getting in the way. Let's try another angle. Oh, I might be off camera now, but trust me, you don't want to see this. Right, turning this way. Probably some of the sugar's going to come off, but it is what it is. Let's see if this will slide off. Please slide out. Please slide out in one piece. Oh, right, it's out. Okay, we're getting a little bit of spillage, but that's okay. Right, another board. Try and turn this over again. Why do I do this to myself? Oh boy. Let's maybe try this a different way. Dear. Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no!
No,
That wasn't very Christmassy.
Well, one of these was bound to go wrong at some point. Alas, it had to be this one. Oh dear. Okay, I've just put the tin back on for now. I don't think I'll be able to salvage this, but at least hopefully I can mitigate the damage. That is a lot of mincemeat. Right, okay. Gonna switch the camera off for a moment and see what I can do here. Well, I managed to get most of it back into the tin, but I'm afraid the damage is done. I am so gutted about that. I am so gutted because it was shaping up to look really, really nice. I was really hoping to get that out of the tin in one piece, but I didn't. Yeah, I am so gutted. But it is what it is, live and learn. I guess one of these was always not going to pay off. But still, I'm going to give it a taste, see how it tastes. Hopefully it's nice at least. Yeah, I'm a bit annoyed at the moment, so I'm still going to give it a taste, see how it tastes, and yeah, live and learn, unfortunately. Live and learn. Well, there it is. My giant mince pie, which did not pay off in the end, unfortunately. It was so close, it was so close as well. I should have probably, I don't know, left it longer to cool, made it a bit more stable around the sides. I don't know, created some sort of contraption for it to lift out of there. Whatever happened. It smells really nice, so it smells really good. Hopefully it tastes really good as well, because this is not going to go to waste. I'm going to take this to work. I'm really disappointed. I was really hoping that would come out, because before it came out of the tin, it was looking really good. It was so close, and I could do so many coulda, woulda, shouldas, but you know, live and learn. I guess this is something to try for next year and see if I can come back to it and actually get it to come out of the tin intact, because like I said, it was so close. The pastry looked really good. It looked nice and golden brown. It smelled great. I'm just disappointed, really disappointed, but let's give it a try. I'm going to get some out of here. Well, let's just take some of this, get this out of here. It's the stuff that fell out earlier onto the work surface, which is clean, so I'm just going to pop some of that in there and we'll give it a taste. Right, there we go, the detritus of my giant mince pie. Let's give it a taste and see how that turned out, at least, because it sure does smell good. Let's get a bit of the pastry for what it's worth. Cheers. So annoying because it tastes nice. It really does taste nice. The pastry tastes good. You've got the mincemeat. You've got the cranberries in there with the clementine juice in it. It tastes good. It tastes good. I just wanted it to come out. I just so badly wanted it to come out, but unfortunately, it didn't. It's the first one of these that didn't work. And unfortunately, I just don't have the time or the money to be able to redo that again from scratch, which is a shame, but that's a risk I take with these giant food videos. Sometimes They just won't work. And I think that's the first one I can say that it didn't work, but it was so close to working. I think that's the annoying thing. I got it right to the end. Maybe if I had just waited a bit longer, waited for it to cool down, I don't know. It still was a giant mince pie for a bit before it fell apart. It's about the end result and I didn't quite get there. But like I said, maybe next year, hopefully that'll be one for next Christmas and I'll actually do it. I'll take a bit more time, think about how I'm going to get it out of the tin, because that was the hardest part. Anyway, I can stand here all night lamenting what happened. It happened, we move on. I will try again next year, but hopefully you found the video enjoyable anyway. Hopefully you found it entertaining, and if you did, then obviously like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to find out when new videos go up. A lot of them go better than this. There are other giant food videos on here that went a lot better than this, so maybe go back and watch them because it shows that I can do this. And I will see you next time on Big Foodie Geek. There probably won't be a blooper on this one because the whole video is a blooper now, isn't it? Oh well, never mind. Take care of yourselves and I will see you next time on Big Foodie Geek, and have a wonderful Christmas whatever you're doing. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye. Oh boy.